Well, welcome to this Hartford Showcase Sports event on the Hartford TV. I'm Don Morrison. We're at Bel Air High School. It's the Bel Air Bobcats versus the John Carroll Patriots in boys volleyball. Rob Limpert, we don't get to see this often. Bel Air playing John Carroll. John Carroll in the MIAA, the private school league in Maryland. Of course, Bel Air in the Hartford County League, usually in the UCBAC. Although in boys volleyball, Cecil County doesn't have it, so it's really Hartford County only. So it's quite a treat to see two teams, two schools that are located within a couple of miles of each other to actually be playing on the athletic court together.
Yeah, absolutely. And for years, Don, that John Carroll did participate in the Hartford County Boys League.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably about 15 years ago they finally moved once the private schools, MIAA, developed men's volleyball. And it was really a big loss for the competitiveness in Hartford County because John Carroll had always fielded a solid program.
Yeah, we go back to 2001 when they left the league and started playing in their own MIAA. So it's really good. Hartford County has this treat of having Bel Air John Carroll. They've played in 6 of the last 7 years. The only year they didn't play recently was because of the COVID problem. But very interesting that Bel Air has won 3 of those matches and John Carroll has won 3 as well. So based on that, based on the fact of the JV match we just saw, which was a very competitive one, this could be a very close match.
Yeah, I would imagine watching the caliber of the athletes here that John Carroll has put out just in warm-ups alone. Very quick, very athletic, good hands, good court sense. You know, Bel Air is the returning Hartford County champion from last year. Larry Somos brings a phenomenal club. I think it's his 28th year coaching here at Bel Air. And, you know, being a rival of his for my 12 years as a coach in Hartford County, Larry always brings the best out of his players and really develops an offense with his players' skills. And we'll see that today. He's got some phenomenal athletes. A 6'7" young man by the name of Chris Couch, who's been part of a developmental program out in Arizona a couple weeks back. He's a real force here. Watching him in warm-ups and watching his skill set, just because he's 6'7" doesn't mean he's just a middle hitter. He's a really, what we used to call as a 5-tool athlete. He's got it all.
Chris Couch, number 23, again, the 6'7" young man you're going to be watching for Bel Air. I'm really impressed with Bel Air because not only are they good, but they're young. They're top 3 players in terms of their statistics. Tom Silver, number 7, the junior setter, 193 assists, 20 aces, 20 kills. We mentioned Chris Couch, the junior, 81 kills. And then number 27, Will Harbaugh, also a junior, 32 kills. So you look at that, and if you're the league and you say, whoa, this team is 8-1 this year. The only match they lost to C. Milton when Couch wasn't there. He was at a developmental clinic. The defending champions, you got to say, I don't want to be playing Bel Air anytime soon.
Yeah, Larry's done a phenomenal job. It's really almost a machine what he has here at Bel Air from his JV program, developing the students when they come in. And in many cases, you know, volleyball has started to grow in popularity here from the men's side in Hartford County, and there are some clubs for men in Hartford County and the surrounding counties and all the way up into southern PA.
Rob, excuse me, that is Larry Somos you see there. We were talking about him, joking with his team. He is the kind of coach, and you can comment more than I about this, that you just want to be part of. He loves the game. He's intense. So, you know, he expects the best out of you, but you know that he cares about you.
Oh, yeah. He is one that definitely loves his boys, loves his program. And, you know, I can't say enough about Larry. Again, knowing him for 28 years, coached against him many a times. Good, bad, and the ugly, but we always walked away friends and mutual respect for each other's programs, and what he did as far as developing his players into young men, there can't be enough said about that.
Tucker Snow, the third-year head coach for John Carroll. We don't know as much about him because we don't get to see them play very much, but you know, we're happy to have this game here for you, this match between Bel Air in the dark blue uniforms and John Carroll in the black uniforms. They look almost exactly alike when you see them. John Carroll will be on your left, Bel Air on your right as we start. Basically the game, we have 5 sets and the winner 3 out of 5 would be the winner of this particular match. And the first 2 are to 25 best. Explain how it goes beyond the first 2. If you win the first 2, you've got to win the third one again by 25, I believe. It was 3 straight.
Yeah, it's 3 out of 5. The first 4 matches are up to 25. If it goes to a 5th match, which is the deciding game, that's up to 15. Must win by 2.
So we're underway now, and here comes the serve for John Carroll. We're underway at Bel Air High School. That serve was by number 2, Wyatt Leach. Big hit at the net, and the score for John Carroll. They go ahead 1-0 as Jayden Riley, the sophomore, gets that first hit and that first kill.
Yeah, and men's volleyball, and actually all volleyball now, is moved to what's called rally scoring. So there's points on every serve.
Yeah, it makes the game a little quicker. I think maybe a little more exciting, where you don't have to have the serve to be able to get the kill. And that's going to be 2 in a row for John Carroll as they jump ahead 2-0.
Yeah, Bel Air on that one, the block was a little off the net, needs a little tighter, and it's obviously that John Carroll's got some hitters in that front row.
Jayden Riley, both of those skills. Here comes Leach again with the serve. Again, it's that jump serve. We'll talk more about that as we go. There's the kill.
There's
Up
Couch.
and
Hard
foul.
angle.
That's the young man we're talking about, number 23, Chris Couch, the junior, 6'7", 13 aces, 81 kills on the year. The Bobcats back in it at 2-1.
Yeah, he did a nice job of swinging around the double block.
Ooh, and the unforced error on the long serve, and again, that counts as a point, so John Carroll goes up 3-1. Rob, we talked about unforced errors. That's what you don't want to have happen.
Yeah, when you have those, the team doesn't have to do anything, and in rally scoring, it's even more critical.
Here's Jayden Riley will be doing the serve. Jayden, a sophomore. First year of varsity experience at John Carroll. And again,
Big jump serve there.
Big jump serve, and it's high risk, high reward.
Absolutely, yeah. That one was a little low on its toss when he came into contact with the ball.
3-2 the score. Bobcats now will serve.
Jason Corcoran to serve for Bel Air here.
Yeah,
Bel Air
Jason.
also with a quick sub. Number 21 coming in.
And that is Chaos Derby in the ball game. Nice serve. You'll notice a different color for John Carroll. We'll talk about that in just a moment. That sort of light brown jersey. Out of bounds.
Miscommunication there.
Yeah, communication is all for key. Talk about that, Rob. You've got to be able to talk.
Yeah, and in that situation, the setter is usually the person who gets that second ball, and if that's a bad pass, which that pass was a little off where you want it to be for your setter, they need to yell help right away.
Brooks Muller to serve. Brooks, a sophomore. Couch gets it across. Cheryl Silence, the up official.
Double hit on that ball. It didn't come out clean on that second hit from John Carroll.
So back within a point at 4-3. The Bobcats haven't led yet. Haven't been tied either. And Libero, yeah, he got caught in fixed in between, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a really good serve. It was a floater, which basically just knuckles in the air, and it caught that Libero as far as he wasn't sure to regular bump set it or hand set it.
Well, that was a great serve, just over.
Nice
save. Boy, beautiful save by Couch. You mentioned that he's not just a hitter.
Oh,
boom, what a big hit.
Yeah, he cut that right around the block, hard angle, right in front of the 10-foot line. That was a phenomenal hit.
Drew Jordan with that kill. So John Carroll goes back ahead. We were tied at 4. Now it's John Carroll 5-4 the lead. Sub coming in, and coming in to serve is number 13 of Malcolm Earl.
Little jump floater there. Sort of like a changeup in baseball.
Yes, baseball coaches that both Rob and I are will have a lot of baseball analogies here.
Oh.
Attempted to dig, unsuccessful as John Carroll goes back up by 2. They've led 2-1, 3-1. They've led 5-4, and now 6-4. Bobcats yet to have a lead.
Yeah, John Carroll's found a couple holes in Bel Air's defense as far as the positioning behind the block and the off passer.
Nice little left-handed serve. That was Zach Ray. He went up like he was going to spike it and instead hit it left-handed and got the point.
Caught John Carroll there. That ball came into contact with a palm, was called a lift.
Boy, nice set at the net. Nice kill there by number 1, Luca Santora. Back up by 2 at 7-5.
Bel Air's blocks a little off the net, and on those tight hits, ends up falling back on Bel Air's side.
Nico San with the serve. Still alive? Nope.
Flip.
And now the
Yep.
point goes to Bel Air.
Yeah, the first play off the block was clean. It was the second one where you could see the player attempted to pop it up, but with an open hand, they're usually going to call that lift.
7-6 the score. We see a sub coming for Bel Air. It's number 33, Gavin Harris, coming in for Couch.
Number 22 is coming in to serve as well. So it looks like Bel Air is using the strategy of their better serving and defensive players in back row and then subbing in some bigger hitters front row.
Spencer Schultz with the serve. Well, that's a nice serve just across the net. Oh, big hit from the outside. Right by number 18. That's Jayden Riley with the kill.
Yeah, and he was off the net there. He didn't hesitate on that swing.
That's a tough one. When you're back like 5 or 6 feet from the net, your angle is so difficult.
Yeah.
Sub coming in for John Carroll. It's number 30. That's Brooks Muller. Here's a libero to do the serving. That's Wyatt Leach, number 0.
Free ball here for John Carroll. See what they run out of their offense. So a little off on that set.
Notice
really, Bel Air's having breakdown here in communication. You could see the confusion there in that last play where no one's calling the ball, no one's asking for help, and just everyone's like huddling around.
Yeah, sort of going to the ball and nobody taking charge.
Correct.
Wyatt Leach, junior server.
Quick dump there by the setter.
Another confusion by the Bobcats. Let's see if they can get it over.
Nope.
No, they cannot. The biggest lead for John Carroll at 10-6. They're up by 4. So if we wondered about John Carroll, could they compete with Bel Air, this high-powered Bobcats? So I think we have our answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at record, you don't want to make assumptions. You know, John Carroll's 5-4, while Bel Air here is being 8-1.
Impressed with John Carroll, but this time they can't get it across.
Yeah.
First mistake that we've seen them really make at 10-7 now. Bobcats back within 3. Zach Ray to serve. Zach has 17 assists on the year.
Oh.
The call is in. Let's see.
Right on the line. We have a linesman and the down official were right there. And it was right in front of Bel Air's coach, and he's not showing any level of disagreement.
11-7 now the score. John Batista, the down official. Cheryl Silence, the up official. Coming in to serve for John Carroll, number 7. That's Graham Sporney. Graham is a junior. First year playing volleyball. Well, you come off the bench, you're dead cold, and you're asked to serve. That's a lot of pressure.
Exactly.
11-8.
Brett Conway's coming in for Bel Air. Going right to that strong side hitting the position.
Brett Conway, junior, first year playing.
Oh.
That ball could have been long, but Leach said, I better try. He didn't get a very good block of it. 11-9 the score.
That was a last-minute reaction there. It's always tough, that back row and those ones that are like shoulder height. If they're going to fall in front of you or fall out.
Bobcats coming back within 2 now at 11-9. It's going to be long, and it will be. Got back within 1, so they were down by 4, now down by just 1. Bob, you can comment. It's a game of momentum,
Absolutely.
Game of spurts.
Yeah, you get on a run with one good server.
Oh, and that's
that
just
can
a
really
big long.
take it.
But that was that hard serve you see, which looks really good, but it was a wise decision on John Carroll's part. Just let it go. It's probably about a foot long.
Yep.
12-10. In the serve for John Carroll. This is Jayden Riley.
That was a big jump serve there. A nice play.
Couch gets it over. That's a bit long. Again, he was back maybe, 8-10 feet, and he couldn't get that downward arc that he needed.
Yeah.
12-11, Bobcats back within 1.
That all started with a great pass from Spencer Schultz there on the original jump serve, number 22 from Bel Air. Incredible up on that to keep Bel Air in that one.
Jason Corcoran to serve. And for John Carroll is Connor Coulihan, number 36.
Nice back set.
It might be out, though. It is out. And now we have a tie.
That was a great example of John Carroll ran their offense to a T. Nice pass, setter was there. All their hitters ran their approach, and then that leaves the setter the option of where to put the ball.
Just a bit long. Oh, and now Bobcats take their first lead at 13-12. First lead of the game for Bel Air. Bobcats, as we mentioned, coming in 8-1, defending Harford County tournament and regular season champion. They and Seymour tonight each with one loss so far this year. Nice hit, great block at the net. Wow, what a play. That is Chris Couch, who goes up and just blocks it right at the net.
Yeah, that was there wasn't much that outside hitter could do on that one for John Carroll.
7 feet 11 and 5 inches the net. The 6'7" Couch went right up, didn't touch the net. Bobcats with a 2-point lead now. Now the block by John Carroll at the net on the point.
Yeah, somebody there, I'm not sure who it was, both the officials missed it, and so did I. Somebody got the net there, and both teams were slightly distracted by that.
14-13 now. Bobcats leading by 1.
Brooks Mueller for John Carroll serving. No one there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Again, miscommunication by the Bobcats. The set was there, nobody to hit the ball. So now we're tied again at 14. We saw the JV match. The first set went to a 34-32. You have to win by 2. So could we be looking at that here in this first match in the varsity?
It's all possible.
Right at the net. Wow, they met at the same place. That's great set at the
A little
net.
net play there, a little jousting action.
15-14, the lead for the Bobcats. That was neat. There's about 2 or 3 little taps right at the net. Nobody hitting the net, all legal.
Yep.
Great serve. Tremendous
Right
hit.
between them.
It looked like 33, Nico San with the kill.
It was a really good hit. The blockers, there was just a small gap between them, and he found it.
15-15. Sub coming in to serve the ball. Number 13, that's Malcolm Earl. Malcolm is senior. Second year playing varsity volleyball. Great set.
Oh, that was blocked by Bel Air, but was on their side.
Yeah. John Carroll takes the lead again, 16-15. They led pretty much all the way until Bel Air caught up and took a 1-point lead. That's their biggest lead. That's got to go over, and I think it will.
Yep.
Not the way Bel Air probably planned it. Nice save there at the net by the Bobcats.
Let's see what Bel Air does here with this one.
That was Brett Conway who made that big save. Great block at the net. John Carroll's Ryan Reynolds.
It's a great rally point we got going here.
Really is. Probably the best volley we've seen. Got to go over, and does. Great
nice play there.
Yeah, that was Zach Ray. Zach Ray made that save.
Bel Air's block was a little off the net, and John Carroll took advantage of it, put it into it.
17-15, a 2-point lead now for the Patriots.
Bel Air with a quick sub here.
It looks like Josiah Jagman coming in, number 8. Josiah Jr., first year as a volleyball player on the varsity level. It out. Yeah, that cross court hit looked good, but it was wide by maybe 2 or 3 feet.
Yep.
18-15, now back to a 3-point lead for the Patriots. We mentioned these two teams have split in the last 6 years, 3-3. Block at the net.
There's that block again. Bel Air's block's a little off the net, and John Carroll just continues to hit it into it.
19-15, it is a 4-point lead. That matches their biggest lead for the Patriots. Timeout
Bel Air
called.
took a timeout. Yep.
Now again, I'll put you back to your old coaching days. If you are Larry Somos, what do you tell your team at this point?
One of the things is, they've gotten a couple points because the blocks were either not closed. In other words, the middle hitter and their outside hitter or their offside hitter have not closed it up. one of the, I think it was when John Carroll took the lead back, hit it between the block. So you're encouraging that front row to close that block shoulder to shoulder, make sure their arms are together, make sure they're getting penetration on the block. The last point we saw there, Bel Air was late getting the block over. They were off the net. They were up for the block, but basically they're creating a wall about 1.5 feet off the net that John Carroll just needs to hit it down on. If they get that downward angle at all on the hit, the block's going to fall on Bel Air's side. They need to get tighter on the net, get some penetration, so if if John Carroll swings into it, it's going to go back on their side. That's the biggest thing that I've seen at this point.
4 ties so far. We were tied the last time at 15-15. John Carroll has scored the last 4 points. Again, we talked about runs. If you're Bel Air, you got to stop this run right now and get back in the game. Only 6 points away from this particular set.
Yeah, 20 is always a critical point when I was coaching, trying to, whoever got there first usually is at a big advantage.
Gotta go! Yeah, you just feel, because the idea is you hit it, I hit it.
Yeah.
Again, as baseball players, outfielders, you see that happen with the outfielder.
Another timeout from Bel Air.
Yeah, quick timeout.
Yeah, one thing here, to keep in mind is, both teams have played nine matches at this point, but we're only at the halfway point of the season. Coach Somos had shared with us before that he's had some of his players have missed some time due to illness and other circumstances that have factored in. So the chemistry of the team, you can definitely see it. There was an example of that. 2 players were right in position to make a play. And they just stared at each other. I always used to refer to that as the campfire defense, where you're on each side of it, just staring at it, and it falls.
Warming your hands over the
Yeah, pretty much for the most part there. So, between the blocks being a little bit off and the communication and the chemistry, that's the biggest things that I'm seeing right now as far as Bel Air struggles.
You're seeing a shot coming from our near side to a far side. You don't see many spectators here, but if you came to our side, where our cameras are, it's a really nice crowd here tonight. And you expect that. John Carroll, Bel Air, these 2 teams, when they play each other, they don't play often in many sports, so it's always good to see them play, being so close with each other. Many of them childhood friends, probably playing on the same club teams.
Oh, absolutely.
So right now, the Bobcats need to rally. As you said, critical point, you get to that 20-point mark. Oh, they almost let it go. Couldn't they save it? Oh, great save. So that's a great save by the Bobcats.
They use the momentum off that. There's a block.
Great block at the net. And now the same thing, though. The block comes down on the Bel Air side.
Yep.
So the Bobcats played really well to save that. Ended up losing the point, though. 21-15. 6 points in a row for John Carroll. Set. And there's the mistake that John Carroll makes. Make it 21.
Yeah, Bel Air really needed that one.
Oh, yeah. They're still 5 points down. 4 points to the match. Or actually to the set. Here's where you can't afford a mistake. Does it hit the line? They say it's in. And it is Bel Air's point. Whoa. I tell you, that was close.
Well, it is any part of the ball touches that line, and I would agree with you, Don. That was extremely close.
Big break for the Bobcats.
There's
that's a great block.
Great
block at the net. Good job by number 8 to Josiah Jagman with that block. That's what you're talking about, Rob. They need to be closer to the net.
And get that penetration over, so as John Carroll swing, and there's no way it's going to fall on the Bel Air side.
Got to go over, and it does. Oh, nice save. It was a great play by Zach Ray, number 17. And a big hit and kill, number 1.
And there was another one of those where they didn't close that block. The middle, Josiah was a hair late getting over.
Luca Santero with the kill. Nico San to do the serve, just 3 points away from set win.
Gavin Harris coming in for Bel Air right now.
22-18, 4 points down are the Bobcats. Oh, there's an unforced error. If you're Bel Air, you'll take it. 22-19, back within 3. In the serve for the Bobcats. Number 2, that's Spencer Schultz. Spencer has 40 assists on the year.
Good serve.
Very nice serve. Oh, what a kill.
Hit it right around the block. He did a really nice job of taking a deep outside angle to really open up the hard angle for him.
That ball was hit straight down. Was that Ryan Reynolds, 35, who had the kill? He just went out. No, I believe it was actually number 30, Brooks Muller, had that kill. 23-19 now, within 2 points of winning this first set.
Oh, great hitter there.
That's Muller again.
Yeah, number 30, right out of the middle.
1 point away from set point in this first set. 24-19. Off the fingertips, and there's the game.
Yeah.
The set goes to the John Carroll Patriots, 25-19. Patriots dominated that set. There were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 ties. But then they got on that spurt when it was tied at 15, went up by 21-15, so they scored 6 straight points. Bob, I think that was the match right there.
Yeah, there was. You know, John Carroll played really, really well, taking advantage of every opportunity. I would say their setter was definitely making very hittable passes to their front row. He's also utilizing both his inside and outside hitters. Getting one of those, the 24th point was a 2-ball to their middle hitter. It was the first time they incorporated him into the play. But really, it all starts with that first pass. John Carroll made some quality passes, which then allowed that setter to really utilize his full repertoire of hitters in that front row.
Rob, we talked about volleyball, started by Albert Fesky back here in 1975 or so. Harford County is still the only county in the state that plays boys volleyball in the fall. Montgomery County, I believe, plays in the spring.
Correct.
In fact, with some attempt to try to get a match between Montgomery County and Bel Air, perhaps, but it just won't match up because they play a different season. Point being is that it is such an exciting sport. Both you and I agree. If we were kings, it could make things happen.
Yes.
We'd have volleyball in every county in this state. I mean, what a tremendous sport if you're a basketball player. If you're looking for something to do in the fall to get ready for basketball, think about the skill level, the jumping, the teamwork, the hitting. It is so common to the kinds of things you look to do in basketball.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the skills that you use in volleyball translate to so many sports, that hand-eye coordination, the court sense, working with a team. I mean, it is a sport that is very, very underrated in our area. And it's really a shame that it does not, for men, young men here specifically, get the opportunities that it really deserves. In Maryland, of course, girls and women's volleyball is played in all the systems.
And a great sport. Dennis Cassidy and I were talking in our crew. Yes, there is volleyball, men's volleyball in college, especially as you said, Rob, on the West Coast. It's a big, big deal. And I think Penn State and other places in Pennsylvania also have men's volleyball at the collegiate level.
Yeah, I mean, correct. In Pennsylvania is probably where you're going to find the most competitive volleyball in our region. Penn State runs a phenomenal program here. It's probably the closest local Division I program you're going to find. But if you want to find some really, really competitive volleyball, you have to go out to the West Coast, Pac-10 schools, California, Arizona, those areas. You're going to find top-notch players, and it leads right into the collegiate programs they have out there.
Well, you got to think if you're the Bobcats. I don't know whether you came in thinking that you had a chance to win this. You look back at the competition between these two schools in recent years. The Bobcats won in 2021. They had lost in 18 and 19. Of course, 2020 with the COVID, there was no volleyball played. So they won last year. They come in 8-1. They certainly had a lot of confidence, but they have to be shaken in that first set.
Yeah, that's definitely something, looking at records, looking at what Bel Air has done here the past several years, coming back as the county champion. I think there may have been a possibility they may have possibly looked a little bit past John Carroll based on record. And that does happen. I mean, you come in 8-1, looking at an opponent who's 5-4.
Yep. And this being a Monday, I don't know, you've had the weekend off, and so it's a weird time to play a big match, but it happens to fit in the schedules the two have, so maybe that has a factor as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's see how this second set goes. You see the referees, that's John Batista, the down official, the up official, Cheryl Silence, getting everything in order. Again, it's best 3 out of 5, so John Carroll has won the first set. Bel Air looking to try to even it up. In the JV game, John Carroll won that first set 34-32, and then Bel Air won the next 2. So can the Bobcats duplicate that in the varsity set?
Yeah, we'll see.
John Carroll has looked really, really good.
Yeah, their movement and teamwork is definitely very fluid as far as it goes.
In that same situation where the ball was tapped over the net and the Bobcats a little bit away from the net, that ball falling. There you see Cheryl Silence, veteran official, up official.
Yeah, Cheryl's been around for a few years. I remember my days as a coach, her being one of the top quality officials we had here in Harford County.
And here come the Patriots now up by 1 already. They'll send out Connor Coulihan to do the serving. Oh, that's a nice play.
There it is.
Very nice play. Sort of a little dink over Will Harbaugh.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Just dump it right over top of that double block. John Carroll committed that double block very quickly, and then he just really tipped it right over the top of it.
Tom Silver with a great serve. Got to go over, and it does.
Whoop. Double hit.
Double
You
hit.
can hear that one. It didn't come out of there cleanly. That second ball, player can't have what's called a double contact. It needs to be coming out cleanly out of their hands in the set position or off of one hand on a strike.
So the Bobcats take the lead, and that's in.
Yeah.
They go up by now 3-1. To go back to that first set, I think the Bobcats had one lead only in that whole first set, 15-14. Now, well, I guess they actually had a couple. They were up 13-12, 14-13, and 15-14. Now they lead at 3-1. Tom Silver. Silver has 20 aces on the year. He leads his team. Right at the net. Good job. Neither team hitting the net. That's going to be in.
Well played.
Beautiful play. Credit going to Jason Corcoran. Jason put that ball where nobody could get it, and it's a 4-1 lead for the Bobcats.
Those plays, deep corners are always that tough one because as a player back row, you're pinching up because you want to stay close to the play, but you have to remember your responsibilities.
Really impressive Silver's serving ability. What a hit. Good job by 14. That's Drew Jordan getting the ball cross court and stopping that. The scoreboard says 3-2. I have 4-2.
I think you're correct there.
That's what our booth has at 4-2. So I think they're looking at the score now. I believe it's a 4-2 lead for the Bobcats. Larry Somos over and checking over.
Yeah, both teams have a scorebook that they keep. So if there's a discrepancy, it usually falls to the home book, which would be the Bel Air book. Looks like the down official's trying to get clarity on that score.
And looks like they'll change the score. Now it is 4-2. Bobcats leading by 2, but the serve coming for John Carroll. There's a dink. Second time we've seen that. No, it's going to stay on John Carroll's side. Make it 5-2. Good job by Jason Corcoran. He's come in and done a really nice job. Now coming in is Chaos Derby. Chaos Derby, number 21, second-year player, middle hitter. Has 15 blocks on the year, 25 kills. Bobcats by 3. That's going to be out.
Long.
Just a little bit long. Good strong hit there by 27, Will Harbaugh. Just a little bit long.
Yeah, Will did a nice job. They had John Carroll the double block up on him, so he had just a swing, just a little bit, hit it around it, and I think that also changed the angle, which made it a little bit deep.
Coming in to serve is number 16. Unfortunately, I don't have a 16 on my roster for John Carroll. Block at the net. Nice volley here. Oh, great
Great block in the middle there.
That's Chaos Derby, the young man who just came in. Went up over the net. 7'11" and 5/8 inches. Why don't they make it 8 feet? Why? What is the deal?
Oh no, maybe their tape measure was off when they originally made it.
6-3. Close to long, but stays in. Bobcats with a 3. Oh,
Beautiful
great block.
That's the first time they got that double block up there and got the penetration they needed.
That's Derby again. 7-3 now. Bobcats' biggest lead of this match. Is it only by one a few times? Ooh, and it just doesn't make it over. He changed the angle of the serve that time. The Bobcats are serving from the near side.
Yeah, you can serve anywhere along that back line, depending on the accuracy. You'll see a lot of players will start in the middle, giving them the most option or variance for error.
Wyatt Leach in the serve. He's a libero, and we'll talk about that when we get a moment. Why he's wearing a different color jersey. Did they run out of jerseys or what?
He's actually a defensive specialist, and he can play really anywhere on the court, but he cannot penetrate above the net while he's in the front row. Normally, you're going to see them come in for serving, for back rows, and usually a second or alternative setter.
Speaking of the libero, and there is the serve. The Patriots have scored the last 2 points. Oh, big hit.
Aggressive play there.
Derby again.
Really well done.
Well, he's come in and done a great job as Chaos Derby. 8-5, the 3-point lead for the Bobcats.
Nice top spin serve there.
Talk about that in a moment, the top spin serve.
Just like with tennis, you know, you hear of top spin, where that ball on downward trajectory.
That's good. Oh, yeah, it stays in. Give us a moment to talk. He hit it with his head. Great block. That's Derby again. Make it 9-5.
Yeah, that ball comes into contact with any part of your body, your foot, your head, your face, sometimes, unfortunately, and it is up. It's still played ball.
Yeah. I've seen some players. That's a great serve.
Beautiful.
Make it 10-5.
There's that top spin again. It comes over that net. It just drops like a rock.
That's Caden Ernst doing the serving.
Seeing a little momentum and a little confidence coming back to Bel Air right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're up by 5 points now, 6. So what a great job coming here to serve. 11-6.
Yeah, that top spin's clearing the net by an inch.
Boy, it is. You're right. And it drops, as you said, almost precipitously. I love that word. I've been practicing. Oh, nice dink. Good job by John Carroll to return it.
See if Bel Air can set something up here. Oh, quick one.
Beautiful set. Now it hits the rafter. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Well, what a nice volley this has been.
Uh-oh, tight. Nice block.
Beautiful block. That's
Tom
Silver. He went up, and it looked like for all the world John Carroll had the advantage there, but Silver went up over the net, didn't touch the net, and knocked it down.
Yeah, that was a great play on his part.
12-5 the score. Big block at the net. Still alive.
Yep. Clean play. 10 ball. Oh.
Carry, they're going to say.
That was close. Yep.
Carry's almost sort
double
of
hit there.
throws his hands up and says, come on, you're watching a different match. 12-6 the score. But the Bobcats look like a different team here, Rob, in this second set.
Yeah, they're moving much more fluidly out there. There's not the indecision on players making a play on the ball. Timeout, John Carroll. Hey, Don, you mentioned earlier when that last rally point, we had a ball that got caught up in the rafters and was bouncing around like a pinball up there.
Yeah.
As long as the ball does not go on the other side, it stays on the team that struck the ball initially. It can be played up to the third hit. And that's what we saw with John Carroll there. The first ball was hit, went up, got tangled up in the rafters, came back down on John Carroll's side, allowed them to make a second hit, and then the third was rolled over. So it's in play. Yeah. If at any point the ball was hit and is going over, strikes a rafter on the other side, it's a dead ball and it's a point.
I saw a ball early in the JV game that went up and through the rafters and came down to the other side. The referees blew the whistle, even though it didn't hit anything. Do they do that for obstruction reasons or?
That's at the discretion of the official. I've
Ah.
seen that also where it's gone through and it's gone up and touched nothing and came back down and they don't blow the
Okay.
whistle.
Of course, we're in a gymnasium made for basketball,
Yes.
and volleyball, you need a gym ceiling much higher if you're going to have a facility for volleyball.
Correct.
It works almost perfectly, except when the ball's hit high like that is.
Yeah, there are the occasions it does come into play.
Yeah. Beautiful gym here, by the way, at Bel Air. This school facility, just immaculate, as always. That's going to be out. And is.
Got a little behind that one.
12-7 now. Here come the Patriots back. They were down by 12-5. Now they've cut it to a 5-point lead. But they won that first set, won by 25-19. Graham Sporney in to serve. Oh, that's a great up above the net and knocking it down without hitting the net.
Yeah,
That was Ryan Mosier.
that was a tough play there for the Bel Air front row setter.
Yeah, almost impossible to defend when he goes over the net. Little indecision there. It's got to go over, and does.
There we go.
Now it
Exactly.
hits the bad
Just talked
luck.
about it. Yep.
Yeah. Had it been their second hit, they could have hit that back over. That
Correct.
was already 3 hits. It was going over.
It was.
Unfortunately for Bel Air, the rafters got in the way. 12-9 now, 3 straight points for John Carroll. Great serve.
Oh,
Tough hitting it off that net.
seeing that swing again, the momentum swing. It went from John Carroll to Bel Air, now back to John Carroll.
Yeah, it was 12-5, now it's 12-10. 5 straight points for John Carroll. Graham Sporney. Graham's got that floater serve. It doesn't spin much at all. You mentioned like a knuckleball in baseball. Oh, great block at the net, but does it go stay in?
It was out.
It was out, so the point will go to John Carroll. They've come all the way back from a 6-point deficit. They're down now by just 1. All on the service of Graham
Actually,
Sporney.
with the down officials, going to have a conversation here.
John Batista's coming over to talk to Cheryl Silence. They're going to
stay with the call.
Yeah.
I think Bel Air was asking if on that block it possibly came into contact with the John Carroll hitter. It looked like it was pretty clean off the block and out.
Yeah. Good job of the officials to get together, realizing it was a critical point of the game. That's going to be in.
Just in.
Yeah. Big turnaround there. That was Zach Ray, number 17, with the kill for the Bobcats. So they stay up by 2 points now. They'll get the service. Looks like they're going to send in number 22, Spencer Schultz, to do the serving. And notice he's serving over here to the near side. It's to change the angle a bit, Rob?
Yeah, it does. Also, sometimes coaches will notice, I hate to say a weakness, but maybe a passer on the opposing team that may not be as strong.
Now Schultz goes back to the other side. That time we saw John Carroll with a little bit of indecision. 14-11, a 3-point lead. Block at the net, it's still live. Got to go over, and does.
Off that block, nice save.
Great save. That was Schultz with that save. This time, 2 people together. The ball stays on the Bel Air side, so the point goes to John Carroll. Make it 14-12, back within 2. Boy, what great action we've seen here. This has just been fun to watch. John Carroll subbing. Looks like they're coming in to serve, number 15, Michael Mulefeld. Michael's a senior defensive specialist. Great serve. I don't think we've seen him play before.
Now.
Oh, into the net. 14-13. Talk about those unforced errors like in tennis.
Yeah, the set there for Zach Ray was a little bit off. A little too far off the net for a full swing.
Mulefeld again. Nice set this time.
There's a good set.
Beautiful set.
Nice.
Great save by the libero Leach. Good dig. And Leach gets it over. Here's the set. just has to get it over, which they do. There's a dink. Oh, nice save. What's the call?
He lifted.
They call a lift, and so it is tied now at 14-14. You may have heard one of the Bel Air fans next to us who didn't quite agree with that call.
That was a close call because that was a hard hit ball.
Our first tie of this set, 14-14. Good block at the net. You saw the Bel Air player try to actually kick the ball.
Yeah.
That was Caden Ernest who wasn't able to do so. So John Carroll takes their first lead of this set, leading at 15-14. Well, they were 7 points down a moment ago.
There was a nice set. It was really nice. A big kill there by Zach Ray. That was needed.
Zach Ray, yeah, you're right. That ties it again at 15. Our second tie of this match. Ray will get the serve. A beautiful hit, just where nobody was.
Yep. Went up to take a full swing, took a little off, and caught it right around the block.
Nico Son with that kill. If you can call it a kill when you dink it over. It still counts, right?
It does.
16-15, it's another 1-point lead for John Carroll. Connor Coulihan to serve. With that jump serve, that is so hard to defend. Got to go over, and it does. Nice block at the net. Good
nice
save.
Oh.
Out is the call.
That was a good thought by the setter there.
17-15.
Tom Silver thought because he saw the movement on John Carroll's side. Just couldn't.
It's
just a little out.
2-point lead now for John Carroll. They've come all the way back from trailing 12-5.
A little
That's long. Another great idea, but it just doesn't work out. Tom Silver again. Now we're down by 3, the Bobcats.
Ooh,
They say
Justin,
in.
that was in.
In is the call.
Yep.
Boy, what a great serve. Coulihan has come in, has really made a difference in the service. Now it's a 4-point lead.
Timeout here for Bel Air, I believe.
Larry Somos coming out and calling
the down official, but I think he turned away when Larry had asked for it. Cheryl, the up official, saw him.
Cheryl sees all.
She does.
Nothing gets by Cheryl Silence. So think about it. It was a 7-point lead for the Bobcats, and now it's a 4-point lead for John Carroll. Math has not been my strong suit, but that's like an 11-point swing.
Yeah, and we've seen the momentum swing as well there. John Carroll had a couple really good points off of some rally plays. That can really shift the momentum as well.
Here you'll see a replay on this. Great jump serve. Just in.
Barely in, yep.
Yeah, right on the spot there was the line official. I think he's a Bel Air JV player, I believe, that line official.
He is. That's the responsibility of the home teams. They provide the line judges for both the JV and varsity match.
Much as he may want to have said out, he was the better part of his character, being honest. He said that was in.
Character and sportsmanship is what we're here to preach for these student athletes. So
we like it.
Nice job on his part.
So can the Bobcats reverse this momentum now? It looked like they had this match, this set, well in hand, and then it's just gotten away from them here.
Let's see if Larry iced the server too. That sometimes happens.
Coulihan. That's going to be long.
Right on
it worked. If that's what he was trying to do, Larry Somos was able to ice the server.
Yep. Just throw off momentum. Any little thing you can do at this point to help.
Serving there is Tom Silver.
All right, let's see if Bel Air can do something with this free ball. That's it. You know, one thing, Don, that's been very interesting this game, some of our fans may have noticed, Bel Air's big hitter, Christian Couch, has not been in this game at all.
Yeah. He was in early, but we haven't seen him.
And I spoke too soon.
There he is. He's back in the game, number 23. Point for the John Carroll Patriots. They lead by 4 at 20-16. New server for John Carroll, Malcolm Earl. We saw Connor Coulihan do that great job. 2016 within 5 points of winning the second set.
Tight.
Oh, nice.
Really nice. Jayden Ernest there with a really nice cut around.
Jayden Ernest, you know, he saw an opening. He's able to dink it over and get the point for the Bobcats, bring them back within 3. 2017. Jason Corcoran now to do the serving. Nice low serve.
A little off on that set.
That's Couch.
There it is.
And the kill. Make it 2018.
Bel Air rotated him right into that strong side hitting slot, and they're going to have him up there for 3 rotations here. I'd imagine they're not going to move him out of that front strong spot.
Nice low, hard serve.
Whew. Nice job cutting around that double block. That one
That's
was
going to be out.
Yep.
Make it 2019. So Couch has come in, and his mere presence and his ability seems to have turned this around for the Bobcats. Back within 1. Corcoran with the serve. What a beautiful play. Up and over, making that little dink. That's Caius Derby. How did he not touch the net? 2020, we're back tied. That momentum has turned again.
Oh.
And just like that, John Carroll comes back. It looked like number 10. It looked like Zach Thames, and we hadn't seen him play, getting that kill.
Yeah, he definitely just pushed it off the block enough and it deflected out of play.
21-20. Key player in to serve for John Carroll. It's number 16. Again, that's the one we don't have his name on our roster. Sorry about that. Big part of this game. 21-20. A little of a sidewinder serve. Nice block at the net. Out there it goes.
That was a really tough one there for Bel Air to hold back on that.
21-21.
Did a nice job.
That's our 4th tie of this set. Up and over.
Put it down.
No,
There
it's
we
a
go.
carry. So the Bobcats take a lead at 22-21. Again, think about it. The Bobcats were down by 4. It looked like they were just about done. They've come all the way back. Zach Ray with that little hit.
Oh,
It stays on the Bel Air side.
that was really an aggressive swing out of Jayden Riley.
22-22. We
John
are
Carroll.
tied again. Exciting match. This one very, very close. Both teams have had spurts. Both teams have looked like they were in control. The other team coming back. Wyatt Leach, the libero, with the serve. They will stay on the John Carroll side. Bel Air will take a 1-point lead. 23-22. 2 points away from winning the second set and evening this match. Serving now is Jayden Ernst.
There's that top spin again.
We saw him serve so well earlier. At the
Boy,
net,
it's never clear. There we go.
24-22. Bobcats with that 2-point lead now, and this is set point. A top spin serve. A little bit low on that set.
And
Nobody
right
there! Point for the Bobcats. They're going to win with Caius Derby with that killer. 25-22. Bobcats have come back and won this second set. Wow.
That was a great play there. Yeah, John Carroll kept creeping up their back row a little bit. Bel Air took advantage at least 3 times in that second game of going for that deep corner and really catching John Carroll out of position.
Think about it. Bel Air led 4-1. John Carroll came back and made it 5-3. It was close at 7-5. And then Bel Air went on a run. You'll see this replay of this winning point. right there. Oh, a little backhanded shot. Nobody could get it.
Yeah, the libero vacated that spot to go into the defensive middle behind the double block. And either Bel Air recognized that hole that they create, or we were just well placed on that final hit.
Match we just saw, the set, we were tied at 14-14. We hadn't had a tie till that point, then tied at 15, tied at 20, tied at 21, tied at 22. And then the Bobcats ran off those last 3 points in a row. With both teams playing at a high quality level. And it is what we hoped we would see, and that is a very competitive match.
Oh, yeah.
Two well-matched teams, evenly matched.
Very, very. You know, and very interesting for that second game, Bel Air held Christian Couch out for the majority. I think it was final 4 or 5 points when he finally came back in.
Yeah.
And made a difference immediately upon entry.
Because we have no way of knowing whether it's an injury or some other situation. But when he came in, the talent that he has, and I think maybe even the confidence that he inspires in his teammates really made a difference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You bring in a player that talented at 6'7", just the presence on the front row is going to alter the other team's, approach to swinging.
The John Carroll Patriots won that first set convincingly, 25-19, after they broke away from a 15-15 tie. Bobcats, who found themselves down by 5 points late in the match, came back and won at 25-22, scoring the last 3 points to even this match at 1 set apiece. And as we said, it's best 3 out of 5. If they go, if it's like, and help me with this because sometimes, Rob, I misstated. If they go to 5 full sets, then the last set would be a 15-point set.
Correct. It's to 15. Again, the team must win by 2.
If you're leading 2 matches to 1, though, then that fourth set, I said 2 sets, you're 2 sets to 1, then that fourth set would go to 25.
Correct, yes.
So it's only if it goes to 5 sets that it would go to a 15-point end. And
That's
of course,
correct.
as you mentioned, 2-point, we saw that JV match that went to 34 points, 34 to 32, before one team finally had a 2-point lead to win that first set. Show silence gave us some sort of a sign. I'm not sure it's an official sign from the official.
This is verifying the replay from our replay booth. That was good.
So here we go now. The third set. These two teams tied at 1. Bobcats on the right of your screen. The Patriots on the left. Patriots in the black uniforms with the white numbers. Bel Air with the blue and the red trim and the white. These two teams, 2 schools located, as you know, if you know Bel Air, one located, what is that, High Street, and the other just
Yes.
off of Route 22.
Right on Churchville Road, yep.
I guess as the crow flies, a mile maybe.
Maybe.
And the great thing is they are playing each other now, for this is the 7th straight year if you don't count the COVID year. So it's good to see the Bobcats and the Patriots playing. Oh, mistake right away on the service. Bobcats will take a 1-0 lead.
And overall, Don, we've seen very good serving out of both these teams. They've made their errors. It's going to happen when the jump serves and hard overhand and topspin serves, but we're not seeing continuous unforced errors on these serves.
Well, that was a great play by Leach. A kill at the net. And that is our young man we talked about, Chris Couch, the 6'7" junior. 81 kills coming in.
John Carroll did a great job. They had the double block up there. He just pounded it into the double block.
Takes a lot of courage to stand there and get that ball hit down your throat.
Yes.
This time it wasn't set close enough for Couch to get up and make the kill.
That was a very aggressive play out of John Carroll.
It certainly was. Looked like number 1, and that was Lucas Santura with the kill. 2-1 now. Bobcats leading by 1. Sub coming in for John Carroll. 6 was in a moment, but now he sits back down. Looks like 15 is in, and that is Michael Mulefeld. Michael Mulefeld is senior defensive specialist in the serve. Tucker Snow, the guidance counselor of John Carroll, the head coach, his 3rd year. Into the net it goes. We're tied at 2.
He's done a nice job. He's got a very, very physical squad, a large squad.
Uh-huh.
You know, even their JV team had some considerable size for a JV team.
They're into it. You can see their team standing, if you see on your screen, very much into the game. Even if you're not playing, you can support your team. Oh, great block at the net. Wow, Chris Couch.
Yeah, his entire arm was over the net on that block.
6'7", you know, when he leaps, he's probably around the 10-foot area. That's an intimidating presence. 3-2. Jason Corcoran did a nice job serving in that second set. Blocked at the net.
Nice.
This time it's Derby. Make it 4-2. We're short of going at least to a fourth set. These two teams tied at 1. Jason Corcoran, 13 aces on the year.
You know, and so far with our scores and the competitiveness that we've seen, these teams are very evenly matched. So it wouldn't surprise me in the least bit if we go a full 5.
That dink was attempted, but he was a little bit far away from the net. Didn't quite get it over. So 4-3, the unforced error goes to John Carroll. Here's our mystery man. I wish I did have his name, number 16. The John Carroll server. A little bit of a side spin.
Yeah. A little change up there.
That is just not fair. That's
Yeah.
like having somebody throwing a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and coming in with an 85-mile-an-hour changeup.
Mm-hmm.
That's Couch again, very skilled player. Picks up the point for the Bobcats.
Nice.
It still can go.
Yep.
One more hit, and it does go over. That's Derby. That's going to be out.
It's gonna be out.
And long.
It's a really nice back set from John Carroll there. We're doing a nice job of using both our outside and offset.
That's what you were talking about with those rafters that hit and stayed on the Bel Air side, so they could hit it 3 times.
Ooh.
That's the down serve, Couch.
Yeah.
He is so tall. When he hits it, it clears that net by about 2 inches and then stays on a plane, you know, and it seems like almost impossible to return.
Yeah, that was his first jump serve he's attempted today, so we'll see if he continues with that. And there's our answer.
Just very difficult to return. John Carroll does a nice job of doing so. Little dink, left-handed.
Ooh. That one didn't come out too clean.
Nice block
Nice
at the
block.
net. Net by Zach Ray. Bel Air takes a 5-point lead now, 8-3. Here comes Couch again. Let's see if he does that jump serve one more time. And this time the high risk, high reward hits the net. Unforced error goes to John Carroll. 8-4. The timing has to be so perfect, Rob, as you know, on that jump
absolutely
serve.
everything on the toss, the height of the toss, where it is when you're coming up, and when you jump to not cross that line, your foot can't touch it. Yeah.
Here's Malcolm Earl to serve.
Nice.
Nice kill. That's Zach Ray.
Did a nice job of swinging around that double block.
Zach Ray with 61 kills, leads the team, actually second to Chris Couch on the team. Gets the kill, 9-4. Overspin serve by Caden Ernest. Block at the net, stays on the Bel Air side. Make it 9-5 now. We're in the third set, we're tied at 1. John Carroll won the first, 25-19. Bel Air wins the second, 25-22.
Nico Schoen in to serve for John Carroll.
Yeah, just a sophomore. Nice floating serve. That's a good job by Zach Ray to get it over. Out is the call. And I think that was a very accurate call, 10-5.
Yep.
Coming in to serve for the Bobcats, 22, Spencer Scholes. Spencer leads his team, or second on his team, second to Tom Silver with 40 assists on the year.
Good spot.
That was a deep serve. Oh, what a kill. That came down.
Really nice adjustment there for
Luca Santora.
He adjusted that swing and swung line. Bel Air was not ready for that. That's the first time we've seen someone hit line. Most players at this age will usually try to hit hard angle. It's an easier approach for them.
Wyatt Leach to serve. Oh, that was a great set. A nice kill by Ray. 11-6 the score. Ray back to serve now. Ray's been sort of an unsung hero in this match for the Bobcats.
He's played very well.
Here he is again, getting it over. And that's a nice return.
John Carroll's in the net, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Luca Santoro. Yeah,
they saw the huge opening there for Bel Air, but on the follow through, he came into contact with the net. Our down officials saw it and called it immediately.
Yeah, when that net shakes, you know the call is going to go against you. And that's a great dig there by John Carroll.
Oh, not going to have enough.
Get over it. Bill Lamb was the save there on that number 6 for John Carroll. That looked like a Bel Air point, but it ended up being John Carroll because of Lamb's save.
Yeah, he did a nice job of laying completely out for that.
He gave his body for the team.
Let's go, Cat!
Graham Sporny in to serve. Graham, a junior. 12-7, a 5-point lead for the Bobcats. Jump serve just over.
Oh.
Dink at the net.
Nice save there by Tom Silver.
That really was. It's going to be long and out. Larry Somo showing off his soccer skills with a little bit of a dribble with the left and right foot. 13-7. Larry, a phys ed teacher at Magnolia Middle School. 28 years he's been coaching the sport here at Bel Air.
Nice play.
Really nice play by 17. That's Zach Ray, the young man we talked about. 14-7. Now it's a big 7-point lead for the Bobcats. That's out.
Wow, yep.
15-7.
Yeah, that was the first really majorly missed pass first ball we've seen out of John Carroll today.
Was 4-3. Now just like that, it's 15-7.
Great
play by Silver.
Silver.
Silver has 20 kills, went up to the block, went over the net, didn't touch the net, gets the point for Bel Air, 16-7.
Timeout, John Carroll.
Tucker Snow calling timeout. What do you do if you're Tucker Snow? How do you combat what appears to be Bel Air runaway here at this point?
Yeah, at this point, John Carroll really hasn't played anything bad. It's just Bel Air is now starting to play as a team. You're starting to see that chemistry of them moving, talking, taking advantages of what's known as a free ball or not an attacked ball on that third opportunity, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here you'll see this great replay. Watch Silver, the great play that he makes. Up and knocking the ball down. Up over the net, doesn't touch it. Rob, as you very accurately described, you cannot touch the net either when you hit the ball or even on your follow through.
Yeah, no part of your body can come into contact with that. So you have to have a level of respect when you see these young men swinging as hard as they are, knowing that their arm is following through and able to pull it back, recoil it in so they don't hit the net. And keeping in mind they're jumping in the air at the same time. It's really jumping up instead of jumping out.
Yeah. Larry Somos, the head coach, Andrew Kassoff, the JV coach and assistant coach, along with Eric Cassidy. Eric Kassoff has been with the program 15 years. This is Cassidy's first year as an assistant for Bobcats. That'll be out. 17-7.
Yeah, it was a great play there by John Carroll out of the timeout. They just were a little wide on that hard angle hit.
Block at the net, but it's going to go out, and the point will go to John Carroll.
Yeah, that was a very hard hit ball, and that was actually just through the block, and Jason Corcoran actually took that off the side of his head.
Yeah, and that ball is hard, and it hurts.
Yes.
I've been told as I was coming around to get some notes, and I got hit with one of the balls. I said, wait a minute, no, don't hit the commentator.
Yeah, it gives you an idea of how high these athletes get up on the net also.
Michael Mulefeld with that hit, the serve. That was Couch. Nice dig.
Save there by Tom
Silver.
Bel Air can do anything with this.
Here's Couch. Oh, what a block at the net. Wow. That by number 30, Brooks Muller. I mean, Couch went up and hit that ball with everything he had, and Muller was right there to block it. 17-9.
Great job, John Carroll, closing the double block in the middle and having penetration.
Mulefeld again with the serve. We can go over it.
Do this.
I think it's going to be long.
We got the wrestling light.
Yep. And the light is flickering a bit. So that's going to cost a point for the Bobcats, given to John Carroll, 17-10. 3 straight points for the Patriots, just when they needed it. Here's Couch.
Off the block.
Great attempt by John Carroll.
You know, sometimes when you see these really big hitters like Christian there, what ends up happening is teams will commit double blocks to him consistently. Christian, I think, on that one did a nice job of swinging a little higher and actually using the block to his advantage.
Yeah. Double blocks meaning having 2 blockers up.
Correct. 2 players up on that front row, close together as a blocker.
First time we've seen a communication error since the first set for the Bobcats, 18-11. You call that the
good old campfire defense.
Campfire defense. Stand on both sides and watch the fire.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure your players at Falston heard that comment a couple of times.
A few times they may have.
19-11 on the unforced error. Here comes Couch now. We saw that jump serve before. Let's see if he does it again. And does.
So John Carroll needs to get it over.
And it will not. 20-11. Chris Couch, the junior, second year playing. 81 kills on the year. Has 13 aces. And that's a bit long.
Yeah. You know, and I would have imagined this would have been actually Christian's 3rd year if he was here. You know, that COVID year really just robbed a year from all these athletes.
Boy, that's right. Nobody could help it, obviously, but it was just one of those situations, especially for the seniors who didn't get to play in their senior year.
Yeah, they missed out on that
Look,
opportunity.
and he used it with his foot, and that would have been good had it not hit the light.
Yeah.
It hit the net, and the young man kicked it. I think that was number 31, Caden Ernest. And it would have been
if it wasn't
good.
for the light, it would have been good.
2013.
That was a really nice save there.
Blocked at the net. Nice job by Caden Ernest. Caden Ernest, the senior, second-year player. 21-13 now.
There's that top spin, and that's going to be out.
Ernest gets the point. 22-13, just 3 points away from winning set number 2 for the Bobcats. Ernest. Well, you're right. That thing just drops like a rock when it gets over the net.
It's so difficult to pass as well.
Talking about top spin serve.
Really nice pump set there. Ooh, it was just out.
22-14. Bob, you can see now the Bobcats just seem to be like a well-oiled machine, setting the ball, playing as a team.
Yeah, you can definitely see the movement, that they know where they're supposed to be now. It may have been just first game jitters, as you'd mentioned earlier in the telecast. It is a Monday.
Out it goes. 22-15. 3 points away from going up 2-1. but you got to get to 25. Left-handed.
A little tight on that set.
Off the out. Nice play by John Carroll.
No give up from here, the Patriots. You can see him.
Absolutely. Lucas Santora, number 1, not a big kid, not the kind of kid you normally see doing the killing, but he's able to get up and make the kill.
Yeah.
22-16. It was 22-13, 3 points in a row for John Carroll. Nice. Good job by Will Harbaugh.
That was a nice kill. He came in extremely aggressive against that double block.
He's got 32 kills on the year coming in, does Harbaugh. 23-16.
Spencer Schultz in to serve for Bel Air.
Spencer's got that knuckleball serve. And gets the point. 24-16. Like a knuckleball in baseball, it just seems to flutter as it comes to you.
Makes it very difficult to do anything with it.
Oops.
Oh!
This time he does not get it over, so John Carroll stays alive at 24-17. Wyatt Leach coming in to serve. Set point coming up.
That was off the block.
There it is, the point.
Nice job there on Will Harbaugh again.
Harbaugh
that time he used the blockers to his advantage, just pounded it off the block. That was the most convincing game of the 3 we've had so far.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. The first was 25-19 John Carroll, 25-22 Bel Air, and now 25-17. We had no ties in that match, believe it or not. There were a number of spurts, basically by Bel Air. Yeah, we did have a tie. Looks like we were tied at 2-2 at one point. Other than that, once Bel Air went on that spurt, they went from a 2-2 tie to a 10-5 lead at one point. After that, they maintained their lead fairly consistently throughout.
Yeah, that was the most dominant of the 3 games we had. Really, at no point did you see Bel Air show a little weakness in that one. That was the one where they played the most consistent from the opening serve all the way to that final point.
So John Carroll winning that first set, 25-19, rather convincingly. And then the Bobcats coming back and staving off what looked like a second set win by John Carroll. Had, let's see what we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ties. We were tied at 22 in that second set. The Bobcats scoring the last 3 points to win 25-22. As you said, Rob, in this particular set, once they broke away from that 2-2 tie, they pretty consistently had a 5, 6, 7 point lead from that point.
Yeah, John Carroll, I mean, again, there was no give up in the Patriots at all throughout that game, but I think this was the first time we saw the fluidity of Bel Air's offense running. It was not the communication issues we saw in the first game. They were definitely closing up the blocks, taking advantage of free balls when they got them. Yeah, that was the best played game so far we've seen from Bel Air.
Zach Ray, we were mentioning about him being sort of an unsung hero the way he came on. By the way, he has a 4.8 GPA.
Wow.
How do you get a 4.8 GPA?
That's a young man who's really focused. He is definitely the picture of a student athlete. He's in many AP or advanced placement courses and some other honors courses that are weighted on that 4-point scale to 5. So
yeah,
that's a lot of credit for him to be, this level of an athlete in addition to that level of an academic.
Folks from my generation would say, no, you can't get better than a 4.0, but to influence kids to take the more difficult subjects, as you said, the A in an advanced placement course is a 5.0 grade point, so you can get in advance of 4.0 by acing those courses.
Correct.
It's very difficult. He's also a baseball player, so in his spare time, after he's not studying and playing volleyball, headed to the University of Maryland to study kinesiology. I can't spell it. I don't know what it means, but it sounds pretty important to me.
Yes, study of the body. It's amazing. Good for him.
Yeah.
And we're here at Bel Air, which is absolutely a beautiful campus if you've not had the opportunity to be here. And, in the gym, that's recognizing some phenomenal coaches that they've had here. Coach Hemis, who's got over 300 wins in field hockey. Coach Reddish in wrestling, over 300. And I think it needs to be noted that, Bel Air's Coach Somos here for men's volleyball has over 300 wins as well.
That's a very good point. We didn't mention that. He has, in 28 years, 340 wins. We're going to have to talk to Coach Reddish, the athletic director. You know, Larry Somos's name needs to be up on that wall, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
340 wins in volleyball. 8 county championships, 9 Harford County tournament championships. I mean, what a record. 28 years of coaching. And
Yeah.
doing it the right way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Always been a class act.
Yeah. Well, here we go
Loved
now.
by the parents, loved by his
Yeah.
athletes. Yes.
Yeah, and respected. You know, you can be loved, yeah, and the respect comes as well.
Correct.
You know, you've played for coaches that you really don't like, but you play hard for them because they demand it.
hmm
And then you play coaches that are so friendly that sometimes they don't force you to be better than you are.
Yes.
Well, Larry Somos is the one you love and you won't let down.
You know, and you mentioned the athletic director here, Coach Reddish, Craig Reddish. You know, a lot of credit goes to him for, you know, maintaining the quality coaching staff. In addition to the principal here, Rob DeLeva, you know, maintaining and supporting his athletic directors, supporting the athletics, and that level of commitment across the board.
Well, we're underway in the third set as the Bobcats win this one, fourth set actually. But just like that, John Carroll says, hey, don't
We're not
take
done
it,
yet.
Yeah, don't take it lightly.
Jayden Riley, that was a huge kill there.
It really was, yeah. Jayden Riley, the sophomore.
Again, that's the second kill we've seen out of John Carroll in their last few points that were line attacks instead of hard angles. So wonder if that's going to be a strategic change here in their offense.
Graham Sporny with the serve. Block at the net. Oh, what a block! Wow.
Play to the whistle.
That by Drew Jordan.
Still alive.
Still alive. And another block.
That was a point for Bel Air.
Well, that was probably our best point.
John Carroll's just in disarray right now, not understanding what happened, but Bel Air made a phenomenal play. Again, can strike any part of your body. You saw one of Bel Air's players stick his foot out of just reaction, got the ball up, got it over to the John Carroll side, and the end result was Bel Air got the point.
Yeah, I was already giving the point to John Carroll. What a return by the Bobcats.
Yeah, there's the example you see. As a coach, you always tell your players, you play to the whistle, you play to the whistle. The official runs the game.
1-1.
Nice off.
Unbelievable return.
Schultz with a beautiful take.
That's
And it's
did he
out.
touch it? It's out.
He pulled back at the last second.
Boy, whew. Give a lot of credit to Spencer Schultz. First of all, on that save, that dig that he made on the first one, and then letting that ball go. It's a 2-1 lead for the Bobcats. They're playing some quality volleyball right now. Oh, is it in? No, it's
Just out.
Make it 2-2. Couch with that unreturnable slam, but it was just maybe 6 or 8 inches out.
Yeah, it was the first time you've seen him not take an angle approach. He came in, realized the last couple they've gotten the double block, cutting off hard angle on him. So it was a great adjustment on his part. He just swung a little late. The end result was it was long.
Connor Coulihan now with the serve. Connor's done a great job for John Carroll on the jump serve. Couch. That's out the second time. 3-2, the John Carroll lead now. He led 1-0. It was a 1-1, 2-2.
Connor Coulihan again here to serve again. That was
out. It was a great serve. It never got very high, but it just seemed to keep carrying and went out. 3-3. Our third tie. We were tied at 1, tied at 2. Now we're tied at 3.
Cayuse Derby checking in for Bel Air.
He made a difference in that second set. Did Derby. Great block at the net. Combination of Derby and Couch. 4-3, the Bobcats take the 1-point lead. Whew.
There was an example block right off the Bel Air player's head.
Right off the noggin.
Another big block.
Derby with the block.
See if Bel Air can do something with this free ball.
Couch.
And out.
Block, but it goes out. Couch with the kill, 5-3.
Did a nice job of just using that block, pounding it off as hard as he could, and ended up going off their block and out of play.
That goes off the Bel Air Bobcat players, so the point goes to John Carroll at 5-4. Rob, you made the point off the noggin.
Yes.
It was a return. Sometimes you have to be lucky as well as good.
Hey, counts as a block.
Could we say that was using his head?
You could say that.
We could
yes.
say that. Yeah. Couch, get out of the way. You know, when you set him up like that, I'm going to say, I'm going to be somewhere else, please.
Yes.
What's that old song? Please, Mr. Custer. I don't want to go. Couch with the serve.
Nice.
Did he touch it?
Touch on that.
He did touch it, yeah. It would have been out. But
You can see that little deflection as well, and the line judge also was right on top of it.
Yeah. Couch again with that jump serve. Over the net, it counts.
Yep. Oh.
Beautiful play by John Carroll. With a turnabout's fair play off the net.
Yep.
I think in the old days, if it hit the net, it was then a dead ball.
Yes.
And you reserve. Now it hits the net and goes over. It's a point, or at least it's in play.
Live ball, it's in play.
7-5. To serve is Malcolm Earl. Ray gets it over.
Oh. Double hit.
A little bit of indecision on the part of the Bobcats, 7-6. Give the Patriots so much credit. They've been against the wall, but they have not given up.
No,
they keep coming
fight
back.
On them.
Malcolm Earl. What's the call? Was that a carry?
They must have called that a double hit or on the pass or the set.
We have a tie at 7-7. Malcolm Earl, the senior. Great serve. And a kill.
Nice back set.
Beautiful kill by number 1. That's Lucas Santora.
Back set by John Carroll there. Froze Bel Air's front row and allowed that, never allowed that double block to close up.
So John Carroll now takes the lead at 8-7. And now make it 9-7. Where the Patriots have just come from almost nowhere. They were down at 5-3. They were down at 7-4, and now they're back at leading 9-7. Malcolm Earl.
Nice
Can go
job
over.
digging it out of the net there. Oh. That might be the break that Bel Air needed there.
9-8. Who was that? I didn't see. Was that number 7 for Bel Air? Tom Silver who made that save.
I missed it as well.
Into the net. Unforced error. Point lead for John Carroll. I think we're staring a 5th set right in the face here. Looks like the Patriots have withstood the pressure, and now they're coming back.
Well, the momentum swing still to play out.
Malcolm Earl. Just impressed with his serving. What a
nice kill.
Kill by Zach Ray. Zach with 61 kills coming in. 9-8. I should say 10-9. John Carroll leading.
That was a nice job. It was a beautiful first pass. Zach Ray really did a nice job in that first pass, and the setter rewarded him by giving him a beautiful set.
Spencer Schultz now with the serve. Great kill by John Carroll. Looks like they cleaned Jayden Riley with the kill. Jayden just a sophomore.
He's had several big kills this game, or excuse me, 4th game.
9-11. 2-point lead for John Carroll. Serving Wyatt Leach. Ray blocked at the net.
They got it over. It was 3. Nice job. Oh,
there's
quick
the
one ball.
Beautiful kill. That was Brooks Muller with that kill. Up over the net, didn't touch the net. And now it's a 3-point lead. John Carroll's biggest lead here of this 4th set. Sub coming in for the Bobcats.
Jason
Number 9.
Corcoran.
Yep, Jason Corcoran. Sitting down, Josiah Jagman. Floater serve this time.
Hey.
Zach Ray. Good save by John Carroll. Ray again. Block at the net. Ray gets the point.
Nice job.
Back within 2 now at 12-10. And Ray will be rewarded by going back to serve. Floating serve. Sort of a change-up, if you will.
Big block.
Big block, and that's Couch again.
Couch, yep.
Big hit by Lucas Santora, but Couch was there to block it. Back within 1. 12-11.
Oh.
And now we're tied again.
That serve just caught Jayden Riley a little back on his heels.
12-12. Official John Batista making a little repair work there. His skill set put to test. Block at the net. Goes out.
Nice
Point
block.
John Carroll.
Rolled along that top cord and then rolled out.
13-12 the lead for the Patriots. We have to win by 2, so when you get to 25-24 is not good enough.
And the way this game's going, that wouldn't surprise me in the least bit.
Graham Sporting, we already saw that JV game that went to 34 points. Couch.
There's a line. Yeah, you can't defend that.
I can. I'll get out of the way. That's how I defend it.
You did a nice job of hitting the line. That way there's no chance for the block.
And a beautiful set. 13-13, we're tied again. 6th tie of this 4th set. It touches the net and does go over. And that's out. The Bobcats take a lead. They had the lead at 7-4.
Jayden Riley coming back in. Gavin Harris going out.
We saw Caden really make some key plays in that 3rd set. Dink.
Oh,
Beautiful
just
dink.
around Couch.
Jayden Riley with that little dink got the point for John Carroll. We're tied again. 14-14. And the serve is Connor Coulihan. We've seen Connor really do a great job for John Carroll. He sort of ran around the court and finally decided to serve it from the middle.
Double hit.
Double hit meaning that you let the ball go down in the palm.
It doesn't come out of your double hit means if instead of contacting both your hands simultaneously and coming out with no rotation, the ball's coming out spinning.
Okay.
It's at the discretion of the official to call that. She's been pretty consistent. Cheryl's been pretty consistent with calling that today.
15-14. Nope, it won't go over. Now it's a 2-point lead for the Bobcats. They were down by 3 points not too long ago. Now they're up by 2.
Out.
Out is the call. I don't think anybody touched it.
Nope.
17-14.
Yeah, Jason.
Jason Corcoran to serve. Done a nice job consistently getting the ball deep. Oh, what an up and Couch with the block. Good job by John Carroll to return it. Up and
That one
over.
you can't return.
Whoa. Jayden Riley.
He put that right back down.
You can see that Jayden is sort of the spiritual leader of this team. 18-14. Ernest again.
Oh,
This time it's Couch.
huge block.
19-14.
That ball went straight down.
Yeah, the Bobcat front line has really come to play here in this last couple of points.
Timeout, John Carroll. Again, before that all-important magic number 20.
Yeah, you mentioned that 20 seems to be, especially if you've got a significant lead, like it would be if it's 2014. You know, it's just almost a downhill slide from that point.
Yeah, usually, especially in younger club and JV and even some varsities, you know, you're at that point in the rally scoring. It's usually enough of a lead that most cases you're going to hit that 25 before they're able to catch up.
Taylor Snow, the John Carroll coach, you'll see this replay. Notice how high the Bel Air Bobcats get up to make this block. Didn't touch the net. You made the point, Rob, how the momentum, you've got to go straight up and come straight down. If you have a little forward lean, you're going to hit that net and the point's going to go against you.
Yeah, and on that block, if you were to see that replay again, you can see how high Christian gets up there, and he actually has to put his arms in front of his face to prevent from getting the ball hit there.
Again, we're talking 7 feet 11 and 5/8 inches, so almost 8 feet tall is the net. And so he went at least, what, 2 feet, maybe 3 feet over the net?
Yes, to get his head over the net like that, absolutely.
6'7", just a force to be reckoned with. Up again for the block. Couch. The ball goes to the Bobcats.
Much to the dismay of John Carroll, not liking that call.
There's that 2014. We talked about that 20-point. Rob, my partner, did being kind of the magic number. Psychologically, if nothing else, too, Rob.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Quick one more. That was
beautiful. Set by Silver, kill by Derby.
It was the first time either first or second time we've seen Bel Air use that quick hitter in the middle with a 1 or 2 ball.
21-14, just 4 points away from winning this set. And it's over, and it's good! Whoa! You don't have to always be good. You can be lucky once in a while. Jason Corcoran.
Counts as an ace.
It does.
Not the prettiest one, but he'll take it any day of the week.
You saw Graham Sporney sort of turned away, expecting that ball not to go over, but it did. 3 points away. Well, what a nice dig. Great job by Zach Ray. That's out. And now it's 2 points away. 23-14. Remember, John Carroll won the first set and looked like they were going to win the second set at one point, losing at 25-22, losing the third 25-17. Now the Bobcats within 2 points.
Oh!
And now within
that
1.
Was a close serve. That was a tough play there by Wyatt Leach, because that may have been out, may have been in. Tenth of a second decision.
It's like that fastball that's on the corner. You can't let it go with 2 strikes.
Correct. That one's
out. That's out. So 24-15.
You got me once, you're not getting me twice. That's what Wyatt Leach was saying.
With a nice job serving there. Picked up like 5 points in a row. Well, let's see if John Carroll can stave off elimination at this point.
Oh, Christian.
Into the net.
Was hoping for that set. He had all his momentum coming in, but he couldn't control it. He jumped and landed in the net.
Yeah, I think he was expecting it to be set, and I'm not sure that that was the intent, but it went over the net.
He was hoping for it to be set.
24-16.
Hey, John Carroll. Oh,
tough way to end it, but it counts at 25-16. As the Bel Air Bobcats win the final 3 sets after losing that first set 25-19. They win 25-22, 25-17, and 25-16. Their record will go to 9-1 on the year. This is a non-conference game. The John Carroll Patriots, their record will fall to 5-5. But Rob, I don't think John Carroll has anything to hang their heads about. They played a tremendous game against a Bel Air team that is very good, very big, very strong. They play like a team. They have a lot of confidence. They showed again that they are a team, along with the C. Milton Wright, whom they lost to during the regular season. When we come to the playoff, the county tournament, those 2 teams should be a really load to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And, we're halfway through the season for both these teams, so you would imagine by the end of October, as they are getting ready for, the end of the MIAA season, and as the boys end their tournament, regular season and go into their end of season tournament, the chemistry, the fluidity is going to improve between now and then. So, I think Bel Air just put all the other teams in this county on notice of, when we are working the way we should after a full season, watch out.
Again, that first set, we said maybe it was nerves, maybe it was a Monday game, maybe it was the fact that they weren't really together. They lost that first game 25-19, and for all the world, you would think that John Carroll would be able to dominate from that point. But the Bobcats came back. They were tied at, the tie was at 22-22. They scored the last 3 points of that second set to win it 25-22. And from that point, after it was tied 2-2 in the third set, they just dominated that third set, found themselves trailing in the fourth set, but then found their momentum, got ahead. They were tied at, 14-14, and then they scored 6 straight points, 7 straight points, no, 8 straight points. I'll get it right. It was actually 10 straight points coming from a 14-14 tie to 24-14 lead. And from that point, it was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
They recorded that 25th point.
It was a really a great showing. Bel Air, again, woke up after that first game. I think, like you'd mentioned, there was a bunch of factors that came into play there. You never want to look past an opponent, but maybe maybe Bel Air did. Saw John Carroll coming in at 5-4, knowing that they were, 8-1 with the one loss they had was with arguably one of their better players not there. Thought that it might have been just a cakewalk, and John Carroll obviously came in here. They are a very, very solid team. Showed that in their performance here in all 4 games.
Well, congratulations to Taylor Snow, the John Carroll coach, on a magnificent match against the Bel Air Bobcats. And congratulations to Larry Somos and his coaching staff, Andrew Kassoff and Mary Cassidy, and the entire Bel Air team for winning their 9th match of the season. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It has been volleyball, boys volleyball from Bel Air High School, with the Bel Air Bobcats winning by 3-1 against their arch rivals in terms of neighborhood rivals, the John Carroll Patriots. Rob, any last comments that you have about what we just witnessed?
No, I hope that everyone that's tuning in for this broadcast understands the quality of men's volleyball here in Harford County. I would argue with anyone in the state of Maryland that our program, our teams here in Harford County can compete with the best, as we've seen. John Carroll coming out of the Catholic League. So keep that in mind. If you have a young man at home that is wanting to participate in a sport, soccer isn't it, football's not it, and they don't like to run in circles cross country, to give volleyball a try, because I can guarantee you they'll come out and they'll love the sport.
Well, 341 wins now for Larry Somos. We hope to see his name on the wall here at the Bel Air High School soon. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don Morrison wishing everyone a pleasant evening, and hope that you've enjoyed sports here on Harford TV. Good night, everyone.